Hello, Kevin Tharp here. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to just walk into the idea of landing pages. It's not a marketing class, so we're not going to go into depth in this. But what I'm trying to do is just sort of give you an idea of how your website using landing pages interacts with the way that the world is marketed today. So what you're looking at here is Facebook page. It's got the typical food recipes, pictures of people's vacations, that kind of stuff. But then over here you see a couple of ads. These are sponsored links, and a lot of us just overlook them, but these are advertisements that have been placed here generally because of my search patterns, something that I have researched in Google or pages I visit or whatever. They track me, and then the creative marketers will look at that and find ways of sending those pages to you. So when I come over this, for instance, in order to be able to pull up this ad, earlier I did a search for a kind of hiking shoe. I did a search for Merrell ventilator hiking shoes, and so I got this in showed up in Google. But the next time I went to Facebook, which was literally seconds later, this ad popped up. And so what this ad is doing is it has been created based upon some kind of rules about what I've been searching for or what I've been visiting, and they have placed this ad on my page. Now when I come over it, you'll notice that down along the bottom of the page where you can see the URL down here, what you'll see is that there's a long, huge URL there that it's going to go to, and what that is it's a tracking code, so that it allows me, when I go to visit that site, it allows them to know how I got there. So when I come up and I go into the page that I just visited, this comes to a very specific page. It goes to a page that is based upon whatever shoe, in this case, was on that page. And so it's not a page that you would be able to navigate to through using the navigation on the site. You might be able to find the same shoe, but you wouldn't be able to find this specific page. So this is what's called a landing page. And the only reason that a landing page exists, or the main reason that a landing page exists, is that it allows them to track to see how I got to their site, where I came from, any other details that they've built into their tracking code. Maybe what network they put the ad on, that kind of stuff, and that allows them to track. And so they will be able to watch how I interact with their site. Like if I wanted to add that to my shopping cart, that sends them a piece of data that about what I've chosen, and I'm just going to do anything like this. So when I add that to the shopping cart, what that does is it takes that information and it adds it essentially to my shopping cart. So you notice it's come to a more general website there. So that information has been used, and they are tracking me through their site. Now, if I went and paid, they would get, that's what's called a completion, or they've accomplished the goal of what they're doing for their site. They've completed the goal. So when I actually check out, they would do that. The other thing that I might do is I might decide that I'm not going to buy this, and they are then able to see that I have abandoned that shopping cart. So they're able to tell a lot of information about what how you're interacting with the site based upon the URL and the path that it goes. So what we're doing is in our website, we're going to create a landing page, and you'll have to decide what that landing page is going to be. But the purpose of it is to bring you to a page that's not accessible through your normal navigation architecture. So if I bring up the assignment, what you can see is you've done a navigation plan, and this navigation plan is just assuming that people weren't coming from ads. You didn't have any landing page. This would be the way that you're designing your site. So when we go back and we look at, let's just say that I followed this, we'll go to, I think it's REI that my example is. Yeah, REI. Then it brings me to this page that has this long URL to it, and until I do something, I'm there. But once I get to this site, I don't have to stay on this. I don't have to interact with the cart. I don't have to do what they wanted me to do. But what I can do is I can start using their navigation. So when we're talking about the navigation architecture, that's what this is here, is the way that people will traditionally be able to navigate through your site. Now, that's part of your architecture plan. But when we talk about the funnel and when we talk about landing pages, these would be examples of landing pages. These pages may be part of your normal navigation plan, but these pages over here are only accessible from, let's just say, the Facebook ad or from the Google results. See, these are paid ads, so the people have said, okay, if he clicks on this, I want them to go to a specific page, and that allows them to track me through that. So that's one of these pages. A landing page is one of those pages that are not seen in your navigation plan as such, but they are included in this funnel plan. So what you're going to do is you're going to, we're not actually going to create a Facebook ad or anything like that, but what we are going to do is we're going to create one of these landing pages, and then you'll you'll show us, you'll actually have that page set up to lead them towards, in this case it's a cart. In your case it's going to be, since you're gathering information from them, it's going to be the location, which happens to be the place where you submit the form to your MailChimp assignment. So you're going to direct them on this page towards a place where you ask them to subscribe or provide their contact information. So that's the way that we're using the landing pages in here. So that's really oversimplified, but kind of 50,000 foot picture of what are landing pages for. So your landing pages will not show up in your navigation plan because they're not designed for that, but they will show up over in this funnel plan, and you need to have an idea of how they're going to go through. So that's the way that we're going to need to use landing pages, but that also means that there are considerations about this. Do you want to have your global navigation on there or not? Some sites do, some sites don't. If they want you to go straight down the path, they may not put all this. Generally, you're going to see access to your global navigation, but you're not going to be able to get to that landing page through the global navigation. So that's how we're going to do it, and that should kind of explain a little bit about how we're using landing pages for this project.